I'm here with members of the Dick Conley Steelers 13U. These guys are some good football players. Every one of them has at least one, if not two of these, right?
Yeah.
And today, we're going to graft some avocado trees, and I'm going to show them how running an avocado grove is almost the same as coaching a football team. That okay with you guys?
Yes, sir. Look, I ain't no robber. You got merch on too. My lizard ain't hot, but it's sleepy too. You can find me anywhere. Dick Conley on the field, I'm everywhere. On the field, everywhere. On the field, everywhere.
I want you guys, without saying any names and without saying any numbers, think of a player that had some promise this year. Just think of it. All right? And when did we find out he sucked?
First game.
First game, right? But it's too late then, right? Yeah. We lost 3 months of practice. Well, how long do you think it takes a tree to grow to where it gives me fruit?
A couple months.
No.
About a year.
About 2 years.
No.
10 years.
10 years. He's the farmer's son. He knows. Keyshawn said a couple months. I heard a year. I heard 2 years back there. No. When we plant this tree, we have to wait at least 10 years to decide if the fruit tastes good or not. It ain't going to give us fruit for 10, 11, 12 years.
Oh.
Like, who's your best D lineman this year? Vic, right? What's his number?
55.
All right. What do you think is easier? Trying to train a bunch of people to be like Vic? Or if you could just take a little hair from Vic's head and stick it in another kid, and now that kid plays just like Vic?
Stick a little hair on his head.
Be easy, right?
Yeah.
And then you know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
You know that's what we do with these trees?
Really?
Give me a tree.
Really?
Really? That's what we do. So this tree here, right? We put a seed in the ground. Well, imagine I grow this thing for 10 years and I get a piece of fruit that tastes like crap. I just wasted 10 years, right? Now imagine I have hundreds of trees out in my grove that I'm waiting 10 years and we grow the fruit and it tastes like crap. You think that's a business anyone wants to be in?
No.
No, right? So what can I do to make sure that this tree is going to give me delicious fruit?
You gotta train it. Take care of it.
What did I tell you we could do? We were just pretending when I said about plucking a hair off of Victor's head and putting it in someone else's
Take
head.
something from another good plant and put it in that plant.
You think that would work?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we do. Curtis, I'm impressed, Curtis. You were the last one I thought was going to get the answer right.
Curtis, what's it?
Yeah.
What his name is?
So here's what Curtis said. Curtis says go out into the grove to a tree that is producing good and take a cutting from it and put it in the other tree. That's exactly what we do. And everyone from, except Tommy, who already knows the answer, do you guys know what that process is called? Photosynthesis. You were on a roll, Curtis, but you overpunted your coverage on that one. We call that grafting. That's called grafting. We take a cutting from a tree that we already know produces good, and we put it into the unpredictable seedling. And that way we guarantee when it makes fruit, it's going to be good fruit. Imagine you could guarantee every single player in every single position was going to be a rock star on your team. How awesome would that be?
Good.
Right? You can't do that with people, but luckily we can do it with avocado plants. And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to teach these boys how to do that right now. You ready for that, guy?
Yeah.
All right, fellas, come on this way. Follow me.
Come on.
Now let me ask you something. In football, if somebody's good at one position, is he good at every position?
No.
Right? They got different attributes, right?
Yeah.
So what makes a good lineman?
Bigness.
Okay, what makes a good receiver?
His hands.
And his length.
How about a quarterback?
Throwing ability.
And awareness.
And leadership.
All right. Well, guess what? We got different kinds of avocados. And they have all kinds of different attributes. So for example, this tree here, this is called a Simmons avocado. And this avocado comes in the month of June. I can pick it in June. But this tree right here behind me produces a Monroe avocado. And I can't pick those till December. And most of my farm are late avocados. I pick them September, October, December. So I want to plant more fruit that I could pick in the month of June. So today we're looking for a Simmons cutting, okay? These kids are always bickering with each other. Behind us right here, this tree is a Simmons avocado tree. So over here we got a choquette. We pick those in September. Next to it is a Monroe. We pick those in November, December. These are all Monroes. But what did I tell you I wanted to pick earlier? What month did I want to start picking?
July.
June, July, right? So we're going to take a cutting from a tree that gives fruit in the month of June and July, because I need more of that fruit. Just like if you were looking for a lineman, a big old lineman, you ain't going to take a cutting from a receiver. You're not going to take a clip of hair out of a receiver, right?
Yeah.
You're going to find a big guy that can block, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we do. We go to our tree. So we're looking for nice, new, green growth that's fresh and young, but also that hasn't gone to flower yet. And this one's perfect. It's just got a little bulb on the end. It hasn't opened up and gone to flower yet. So let's cut this one. Tommy, show them how you harvest it. There you go. Now hold it up in front of the camera and show your teammates how you prep it. I'll hold the thing. You can go ahead and go in front of the camera and go ahead now and take the leaves off. This is how we prep our budwood. Perfect. All right, look at it. All right, what did we just do, guys? We're back at the truck. What did we do out in the grove?
We went crafting.
We went grafting.
No, the whole process is called grafting.
Grafting, yeah.
We went to cut cuttings.
Cuttings, right? So we cut little cuttings off the trees. And do you remember how many different types of trees we cut from?
One.
Two, actually.
I thought it was Simmons.
Well, me and Keyshawn also took from Monroe, right? So back to the football analogy, right? You can't take a hair off of a lineman and stick it into someone and turn them into a receiver, right? You're going to get the same thing, right? Well, it's the same with these trees. If I want a tree that's going to give me fruit in the month of November, I have to cut from a Monroe. If I want fruit that's going to produce in June or July, I need to take from a Simmons. Like this one here, the JD cut. All right? So guys, start bringing the trees up here so we can show the process. And in the meantime, I'll tell people the tools we use. So the first thing we use are shears. These are just a set of pruning shears. You can get them at any hardware store or garden center. You're also going to need something to wrap the graft once we make it. There's grafting tape, there's parafilm. Today we're going to use Scotch tape. You could actually use rubber bands if you want to. You need a sharp knife. I like to use a razor blade because razor blades are super sharp and then you just throw them away. You don't have to worry about sharpening them. Tommy, hold that. Don't let Curtis hold it. Yeah, Grandpa gave me that for Christmas. It does look like a nice one. That's a nice. Grandpa always gives me good knives, right?
Get to spin it.
And then you don't always have to cover your graft with a plastic bag, but we're gonna wrap these grafts with a plastic bag and then tie them down with string because I'm using Scotch tape. So the Scotch tape might let a little moisture in. So we're just gonna put a bag over our grafts when we're done. Let's show everybody what we need to do here. So show them what they need to do with the tree. So the first step is to cut the tree, right? You want to cut it off. So where do you cut it off? Grab the pruning shears. So see there, Tommy made a nice clean cut on that seedling. You take your cutting, see that has a certain diameter, and the seedling is a little bit more narrow. So we want the diameters to match. So we want maybe right about there. So we want to cut that little bottom off of the cutting, not with the knife, use the cutters. So we're going to make, so step 2 is to make the cutting diameter equal to the seedling diameter.
Is that good?
Yeah, go ahead and cut that. All right. So now you want to cut a slice to fit your cutting in. We're always cutting ourselves out here. So cut down maybe about the depth of the blade, Tom. Okay? Get your head out of the way.
Is that good?
The depth of the blade.
It's like deep.
Yeah, because you have to stick that scion in there. You got to stick that cutting in there. Pinch it like I showed you.
I've done this in a minute.
There you go. Now right down. Okay. So open it up and show us that cutting. Like just split it so you can see how we cut that. Right? Okay, that's enough. That's enough. All right. Now the next step, take your cutting back from Keyshawn and show them how you prep it. So we have to cut like a little wound on it, right? Mm-hmm. You guys watching this? Because you're going to be doing it next.
So I need to...
Just give it the, make a little wedge or a little arrow out of it. A little higher up, maybe like 1.5 inches. There you go. And then the other side. You did the other side? Okay, now hold it up to the camera so we could see. We're going to turn that sideways so they could see. See how he cut a wedge out of that? And show us, Tom. You're going to take that wedge and what? Put it right inside the tree, right? Go ahead. Put it in there. Move your head.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay. See that?
Oh, that's nice.
See how that works? So look at Tommy. Basically, Tommy just planted a tree inside of a tree. And he matched up the diameter and the edges really nice. And now he's going to wrap it tight with Scotch tape. Okay. And then look at the last wrap.
Yeah.
Just take it and really go tight with it. Watch. I'm going to just really like tighten that thing on there. See that? Quit fidgeting back there, you guys.
It's JD.
Okay, so now, remember I said the Scotch tape could let moisture in, right? Because see how that's like open on the top? That could let moisture in. So we're going to wrap this with a plastic bag. Okay, guys, there's our first grafted tree. Tommy, put that one out of the way. All right, guys, who's next?
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn, you want to go? Take Tommy's spot. Okay, so that's where I want you to cut your seedling. Okay? So grab that red cutters. Don't cut your fingers or your mom will kill me. There you go. Cut that off. Step 1. What was step 2? Here, I'll show you the trick. I'll show you the trick. Slide over, JD. Slide over, buddy. Here's the trick. Look, watch. No, yeah, you put the knife at an angle like this. You hold it with your fingers, and then you just rock it forward.
I wish I knew that before I started cutting.
And then you can just angle, rock, rock, rock. Oh yeah, I like that. Don't do as much tape this time, Tom. Right there. There you go. All right, you ready for tape, Jalen? Oh, that looks really good. Let me see JD's. Oh, they're both good. Nice. While these guys are wrapping up behind me, I just want to show you. This is the graft that Jalen did. Where are you, Jalen?
Yeah.
All right, that's the graft that Jalen did. It came out so nice. Look, it's pretty. It the cutting matches the diameter of the seedling. And like I said earlier, since we use Scotch tape, that's gonna risks letting moisture in. So we're gonna go around them all with plastic bags. So everybody, come here, gather around. I want you to stand with the tree you grafted. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Go Steelers!
What a great way to spend a day. They're gonna go put the grafted trees back in the shade house. Then I'm gonna take them over here to the garden. We're gonna plant some corn. In about 3 to 4 years, those trees will be producing delicious Sleepy Lizard avocados. And if you'd like to get yourself a box of Sleepy Lizard avocados, go to guacfarm.com. GUACFARM.com. Like I told you, I got to round these guys up. We're going to plant some corn. While we do that, you go to guacfarm.com. And I will see you on the next video.
Hey, look. We chill on the board. Matter of fact, it's in the barn, it's a foreign.